The Mandalorian, Chapter 12, The Siege, with special guest star Steven Seagal. Oh, wait, that was Under Siege.
And
that. And what?
Under Siege 2, Dark Territory.
Dark Territory with Tommy Lee Jones.
That's part one.
Oh, Tommy Lee Jones was only in one, right?
How would he possibly be in two? Because I think he was killed by Steven Seagal.
Yes! You would never bring anyone back to life. That would make no sense. The Mandalorian rejoins old allies for a new mission. Written by Jon Favreau and Jon Favreau. His name is written twice on IMDb. I'm not sure what that's about. All right. How are you, sir? Good to see you.
Fine. As usual, a lot of spoilers. We have not chatted about anything. Din is trying to fix the Razor Crest to start with. Is that... And comedy ensues. That's our first 2 minutes.
And it really is the biggest hunk of junk in the galaxy.
The Falcon has gone down to number 2 in the biggest hunk of junk category. Perfect.
Yes, we've got Carl Weathers back, and I believe he directed this one.
He did. You are correct. That's the first title we see at the very end. The Mandalorian goes back to Navarro to get his ship fixed. And Navarro is thriving, and we know this because there are beautiful plants, there are banners, there is beautiful awnings, and nothing says prosperity like beautiful plants, beautiful retractable awnings, and people thriving in an outdoor thrift sale.
Well, that's what happens when you put Cara Dune in charge of security. She was just taking names left and right.
The Marshal.
The Marshal. Oh, that was the other episode.
Sure, she's in charge, and and we come upon some. Do you want to say the species, or shall I?
Shall you?
Is it Aqualish? So it's
Aqualish.
Aqualung.
From A New Hope, right?
Jethro Tull. Yeah. So you have Walrus Man in A New Hope, who of course becomes Ponda Baba. That's
Ponda Baba.
And he's Walrus Man. So now you have a bunch of walrus men, and they all have that distinct sound, and they're about to eat a meerkat.
Poor meerkat.
And Cara Dune saves the puppet meerkat. If you look at one of the beautiful paintings at the end of the episode, the meerkat's like breathing fire on one of the walrus men. And I
didn't notice that. That's so cool.
I wish that he would have breathed fire on. That becomes Cara Dune's pet, and maybe we see him later. Grief Karga.
Carl Weathers as Grief Karga.
Grief Karga looks great, by the way. His costume.
Yes.
I want to wear that costume.
He's gone up in the world of Navarro.
He is so happy that there's prosperity, and it's mainly because the Empire Argon
kind of
is gone.
The Razor Crest is landing, and you've got Cara Dune and Carl Weathers, and like, our friend is back. We are friends. That kind of thing. What do you call that kind of scene?
Pedestrian.
Yeah, and they're just like, yes, we're friends. There was a good 5 minutes of that. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, there's a lot of woohoos too. There's a lot of happy woohoos, like yes,
yes,
woo! Yes. All right.
Yes.
I like all this. See, as you know, this series can do no wrong so far in my eyes. I have no preconceived notions. I don't care who I see or who I don't see. I just enjoy. Like, this is the only show I watch, basically, which is hilarious.
I got 2 words for you. There is no frog lady in this episode.
That's true, and people love the frog lady.
Not me. I don't like the frog lady.
You're the only outlier.
Yes.
So they take the child to school, and it's weird. Can you imagine if you were in 4th grade and they put a baby in a seat?
Well, I'm just glad they told us it was a school. They walked in and it was clearly a school, and Mando goes, "A school?"
You see that protocol droid? That's the teacher. Baby, sit down.
Yes, female 3PO.
So you have a baby in your 4th grade class, and that's weird. And of course, I don't know how you feel about macaroons, but those were clearly macaroons, and I do not like.
Me neither.
Them, Candler Bud. I do not like them in a school. I do not like them.
Neither do I.
Those are bad. So of course, the child is hungry as usual, and he uses his force powers to get his macaroons, and then of course we have the caper.
Caper.
There's always the caper, which of course there's a base. There's a base over there. If you can get rid of the base with us, Mandalorian, then Navarro will have more colorful awnings, beautiful plants, and outdoor garage sales. They get to the.
Lest we not forget the return of Horatio Sands.
Perfect. Mithril.
Who I'm pretty sure passes gas when he sees Mando. Did you notice
that?
I
didn't hear that. I didn't see that.
I didn't hear anything, but he looks at Mando and he gets nervous and there's like a puff of steam or whatever.
He does what his kind do. Like that's some sort of release.
Exactly, a release. He passed gas. I'm telling you.
Can we just get to the main part, which we understand is that the base is a lab? Because the big part, of course, is the base is not what it appears to be. And there are some implications here.
And then I got to know, Brian, what in the heck are in the, what I wish I could get a better close up of what exactly were in those tanks. I don't know how well you could see it.
Supreme Leader Snoke was in there.
Yeah, I know. Snoke.
So yeah, and of course that makes the new trilogy not as bad. That's what that's what the Mandalorian is doing, making everything better.
Yeah.
They're obviously trying to put midichlorians into creatures.
Did you notice they said M and not midichlorians?
Right, the old M count.
M count.
And then you have all this, which of course you have Dr. Glasses, Pershing, and he, I can make fun of him because I wear glasses, but yeah, Glasses guy comes back, talks about what they are doing, and then I just want to get to the very end, which of course, it seems to me you have these robots. There's a lineup of robots. As you know, I only say robot because Rod Serling pronounced them robot. Those are either like big, like suits, or they are.
Are you talking about in the room with Moff Gideon?
Totally, the very end, like the shot that everybody will be talking.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I couldn't see, and I think that was by design. See, I was thinking they were Death Troopers from Rogue One.
Interesting. So they look to me like suits, or maybe
robots,
some form of super battle droid,
or super battle robot.
I just had to bring in robot. So,
yes.
So we need to talk a little bit about the. So there's a Imperial troop transport, and put up the graphic here of the toy. There you go. So these have been around a long time, some modifications, and this is what Cara and the gang escape in while Mando goes after the child at the school. And so they're using just everything. So this is the big chase scene, which is, of course, starts out with biker scouts, ends with TIE fighters, and then of course Mandalorian comes in with the Razor Crest and takes care of everything. That is a great action sequence. We can all agree. My favorite action sequence of all time, if you were wondering, is the chase in Raiders of the Lost Ark, where Indy is on the horse and goes after the Ark in the truck. Nice. That entire sequence to me is just pure movie magic. And so these are the types of things that I love. These chases that involve all types of different things, and they did a great job.
Would you like to hear my favorite action sequence?
Love to.
It is when John McClane ties the fire hose around his waist in the original Die Hard. He jumps off the Nakatomi Plaza building. It explodes. Mm-hmm. You can see him. He falls. Then he realizes he's just hanging there. He gets his gun out. He shoots the window. He goes through the window. He falls, and he thinks it's fine. Then the base of the hose falls down, and then he realizes, oh, shoot, I'm about to be pulled down to my death. And then he has to untie the hose in just the right time, just the nick of time.
That's great. That was a great visual. For everybody who's seen that, we saw everything you were talking about. There's also a really funny line said by the bad guy in Breakfast Club, the dean of discipline. The helicopter's flaming down. And he's like, boy, he says something about like
we're gonna need more agents or something.
We're gonna need more FBI.
We're gonna need some more FBI guys, I guess.
So this was a great sequence.
This I was pretty blown away, but I think this might have been the best action sequence of the season, that chase scene. What'd you think?
Hard to stack them up. They're all so good. But this is just another fun part of the show. And to me, it just sets up so many things that the post Emperor Darth Vader Empire are doing to bring in the New Order with Moff Gideon, because they're operating like they're still almost in charge. It seems like working the way they're working. To me, it's kind of like how I don't know much about this, but you know how after World War II, like so many Nazis went to Argentina. Evidently, there's so many places, little factions. So to me, that's what this is like. And these are great bad guys. So it's just amazing to watch them get dispatched. All the stormtroopers getting destroyed, like you were saying. It's all just like last week. I love that every episode is different. So last week and this week,
but every episode has a caper.
It does have a caper.
Yes.
There's always going to be a caper to get us to the next to the next sequence. So, but this was great. I look forward to seeing what these droid robots, whatever these are. I'm looking forward to that.
This episode brought back the New Republic captain Teva, played by Paul Sung-Hung Lee. Good actor, I think. I've seen him in other things. I can't remember where, but good actor. Probably his character asked one of the dumbest questions when it's revealed that Cara Dune is from Alderaan. Oh, you're from Alderaan. Did you lose anyone? And I thought to myself, she lost everyone. And then she just said, I lost everyone right after I thought that. So she read my mind. What a stupid question to ask.
Well, I'll say this. Where was she when Alderaan was blown up? Because she had to be little. And she didn't lose the person she was with unless she was flying around as a little kid or however old. I don't know all the ages. Everybody's age is weird at this point, right? Like,
true.
How old is Bo-Katan? I don't know.
Right, right.
But she's so yeah, I lost everyone.
Yeah, well, of course you did. You're from Alderaan.
So last week, Candler, you posed a question about the Empire doing being so desperate that they would do kind of a Harry Carey move, right? Or
not
a Harry Carey move. That's Harry Carey's this, right? They were talking about kamikaze, right? or they kill themselves, right?
Right, right.
And you know what we ended on the episode like, no, I don't think so. No, okay, well, good. We don't know. Goodbye. We didn't say anything about the Holdo maneuver, which of course is Admiral Holdo, who's obviously not Empire, turning the ship around and hyperspacing through everybody in The Last Jedi.
That's true. That's true.
Now that's a suicide maneuver.
Yes.
And one that's 1 in a million, evidently, because that's what happened, and that's what they told us in Duel of the Fates, formerly known as Rise of Skywalker. The Holdo maneuver, it's 1 in a million.
Rian Johnson.
It's 1 in a million, man. You never do it again. Only Holdo can do it. Captain Nightgown. Only. Actually, Admiral. All right, so I feel good about this episode. I'm going to feel good about next episode. Because it's the best part of Star Wars as we know it right now. Looking forward to it.
Agreed. I am too. We have wonderful episodes coming up. We've got the Star Wars Lego Holiday Special coming up soon, and a couple more episodes, couple more Mandasodes coming up as well. So thank you for watching Grab the Remote with Brian and Candler. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all those things, and we'll see you next time. I'm Candler.
I'm Brian.
And this is Grab the Remote Mandasodes. But so Steven Seagal is not in this episode.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
That was Under Siege
2, Dark Territory.
Gotcha.
Part 1 was so successful that they made part 2. And part 2 is on a train, actually, which is delightful. And can you believe that I saw that in the theater? Nobody knows why. The things you watch in the theater in the 80s and 90s are astounding.